already got tickets. That's all I'm going to say. So just make sure you work with me and not a gay. Welcome to the Glacially Musical Podcast. It is beer, metal, and swearing. Of course, I am Nick Cameron, sometimes known as Boom Boom, like Jeffron, joined by my good friend, the Raging Cajun, Don William Fontaine de la Tourmont, and the man who's always ready to get going and fly high, Keefy Chiraphagus. How we doing today?
Okay.
Splendid.
I said that so confidently nobody knew. Nobody was sure if Giraffagus was a real word or not. It is not. As we do this each week, we have a greeting, beer check, vinyl check, shirt check, our news of the week, shirt check, and meat of the episode. Meat of the episode is episode 4 of AC/DC, because apparently we can't do just 4 of a band that does the same song over and over and over. The Glacially Musical Beer of the Week is an Italian-style Pilsner. As everybody knows, I'm a big fan of the IPAs. However, I'm trying to drink a little bit less of IPAs. So this is Bira, or Bella Bira from Second Shift Brewery. Italian-style Pilsner, brewed on the Hill, the Italian neighborhood in St. Louis. One of the only functioning Italian neighborhoods in the country. What you got, Don?
All right, so I'm I'm still rocking the Yuengling. I've got 8 left. And then after this one,
There are 6 other days in the week when you can put one back.
I only drink one night a week. And
Well,
it's
then
with
drink
you
more.
guys. No, I don't. I take enough THC.
It's supposed to be a beer of the week,
I know.
not a beer of the season.
It's the beer of the week. So I
Beer of the season.
have 8 more of these, and then after that, maybe I'll go buy a variety pack of something. So.
Okay, there you go. Or just get some Hopsecutioner and just live it up.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That stuff gave me diarrhea.
It will again.
It
Okay,
should give
well-
you diarrhea because it
Whoa.
sucks.
It's fucking
By the
horrible.
way, there's a good Italian neighborhood in about every major city in the country. So to say that there's only like 8 of them or 6 of them is madness. I'm drinking it. Guess what? Liquid Death.
Thickwood meth.
Sliquid death.
Mango Chainsaw.
Sliquid Beth.
Cheers, Macbeth.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers,
Oh my
Roshoman.
God. Jesus Christ.
Wait, I meant throne of blood.
Oh, and I need to point out too that I'm drinking out of my very vintage Scorpion Child koozie. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Classic pint glass.
Well, that's a good one. That's a nice looking glass, though.
Yeah, this is what I had last week. Did you fuckers?
It looks like a grenade with the.
Damn it! I'm the one that
top.
did it. I blew it. But I already sent you guys records, so meh. Eat your own butts.
Vinyl check of the week, Nick.
Vinyl check. These are brother records, or sister brothers, or cousin brothers, or daddy uncles. Number 1, Jimi Hendrix, Midnight Lightning. That is a dumb title. I love these hastily finished Jimi Hendrix records for some reason. I just love how wrong they are. They're wrong in such a right way. Got this at the Record Exchange for $15. And the other record I have this week is a contemporary of Jimi Hendrix, and that would be Robin Trower. This Robin Trower record has a name.
And its name is Robert Paulson.
It's actually In City of Dreams. Jimi and Trower were close friends for a short time, although, I mean, Jimi Hendrix was only around for a short time, so there you go. But both big fans of the vibrato pedal and the wah-wahs and all that business. What you got, Don?
All right. I'm rocking a twofer today, and I'm super psyched about these. Y'all know I'm a big Hanoi rock stan. So I got the debut Hanoi Rocks and Self-Destruction Blues. You might be asking though, Don, don't you already have that? I'm like, yes, I do, but I don't have the cool translucent Uzi Suicide re-releases from 1990. And look at those. Aren't those beautiful?
Those are colored records from the 90s?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's tremendous.
It's on it's on, you remember Guns N' Roses had the Uzi Suicide label?
I do not.
That's what they put out Live Like a Suicide with. And I'll just show one real quick because it's absolutely beautiful. And was never pulled out of the plastic. But look Look at that. So it's got the Uzi Suicide label, and then it's got the Hanoi Rocks, the songs. Look at that. Look at that yellow. That's just crazy, right?
Is that more valuable than the original pressing you had? I would have to assume it is.
Do you know what? I haven't even looked because I generally don't look to see what value the records are that I love. But I should
You have,
probably, it would be interesting
you
to see
have to
because
put it on Discogs.
this came out in 19, let me see. This issue came out in 1989, and the original one came out in
Oh,
81. I mean, for all I know, they're worthless, but they're worth something to me because I love Hanoi Rocks. I thought these were just cool finds, though. And seeing the
You,
Self-Destruction Blues has the blue one. I think they did all of them, but I can't remember. I didn't even know they did these on vinyl because I had the CD presses when I was in high school. So to find
uh,
these two on vinyl, it's
Bangkok Shocks, Saigon Shakes, Hanoi Rocks. Median value of this pressing is $27.
hmm, I paid 20 each for them. So I
Oh,
think it's
good. There
pretty
you
good.
go. And you save shipping.
Absolutely. Hey, you gotta love fresh to retro. All right, Keefy, what you got, baby boy?
by the way, colored vinyl goes back to the 40s and 50s. Just to let you know, my parents had a ton of 45s that were color vinyls, original pressings. I lost them all when I was homeless. Great job. Homelessness sucks. Don't advise. 10 of
My mom had
10.
real quick. My mom had a colored 45 of "You Can't Always Get What You Want,"
I
and
have a
they just
Japanese red
random put it on.
pressing of Adam Hart Mother.
Cool. Japan does love the red pressings. I have a 3-4 because I'm the shit. Talked about this a couple of weeks ago. 20-watt Tombstone, actual friend of the show. Tom Jordan, good friend,
Don't
had gone
delineate.
had gone what?
Don't delineate. Everyone's a friend of the show if we say they are. If we just keep manifesting it, eventually Nelly will come on the show.
I hope not. He had some misfortune where he had to cancel a bunch of tour dates, or a bunch of tour dates were canceled on him and the band because of low ticket sales, which you are hearing is an epidemic. So I supported his sort of plea to buy some merch from him. So I bought his last or their last album, The Chosen Few, on vinyl on a limited edition pressing. Sent it along with a personalized, you can't see it here, handwritten lyrics to Blacktop Sorrow, good song. Also came with an insert on the sleeve, beauteous, back cover, front cover, no gatefold this time. On the limited edition vinyl,
Keefe, what is the giant box behind you with the thing with picture of a humidifier on it? What is that?
what is the giant box behind me? There's a
Never mind, that's a wall. Okay, ignore me.
man, you are high as fuck. We just started. It's kind of hard to make out this pattern. It's kind of like a translucent green with the smoke, but do you see some coloration in there?
Is there more
Oh,
going on than just a little bit we see in the light?
Yes, definitely a lot more.
Okay,
It's
because
just unfortunate.
oh wait, hold on. When you held it away, I saw there you go. Yeah, okay, that looks great, dude. Wow.
No predictions of what color swirl that is or something.
Puff the Magic
uh,
Dragon hemorrhoids.
Nice.
what?
It wasn't cum. At least it wasn't
Uh,
cum.
that's
I'm
that's
I'm,
uh, that's Gremlin's acne.
oh,
Nice.
I like that. I'm trying to cut down on the cum, you
He's
know.
trying to diversify his bonds, son. Wu-Tang, second album, the brand new release from Failure, Location Lost. Failure is one of my favorite bands ever. Failure failed to get famous because of drugs and other things. They should have been as big as Tool because they're in the same scene. Kind of weird that it's one LP in a gatefold, a little wasteful, but all the lyrics on the album are here.
Thank you. I've been saying that to you for
Yeah,
the
decades.
entire time I've known you.
I like this, astronauts are a thing for them. And this is sort of two crows
Oh,
sitting
that's
on
right.
top of a dead
Oh,
astronaut on the back cover. And it is the indie vinyl variant. And I'm trying to get out of the paper mylar it came with. Very nondescript eyeball on each side. Kind of looks like a corny and an eyeball, doesn't it?
An iris, sir. An
I'd
iris
call
and
that
people.
I'd call that a God's chocolate starfish
Sure,
label.
I
whatever
would
you
call
want.
that. I would call that limited edition Harry Stone's bowling ball.
So Don has gone from jism to buttholes.
To
Great.
Did
Great.
anus.
nobody get my super deep cut that I just
I
dropped?
did.
I did
Okay.
not. No.
And then
Uh,
last and not least, when I was at Retroactive Records in Sassoon City, California, last couple weeks ago, week and a half ago, I got picked up this awesome Elder 2 LP album from 2017. So I saw them play at Psycho Las Vegas, I think, behind this album. Reflections of a Floating World on their own Stickman Records. Very Roger Dean looking album cover.
What that is. It's also
every
very
time you say
reminiscent of like the Sacred Bones kind of.
every time you say elder, I think he
I
bought
thought he
it.
was talking about the Elder. I know.
Yeah,
So
no.
I got excited.
One
Yeah,
time.
no. The
One time,
Elder
eventually.
band is superior to Kiss the Elder.
Most things are.
That's true. It is weirdly, may I continue uninterrupted? Thank you, God. So I it came in the single vinyl sleeve for a 2 LP, which I don't love. So you have a thicky boy, and then two identical LPs with this. It's kind of darker green in person. Again, my lighting here is not all set up yet because I haven't moved in yet, but here at Melissa's, but it's kind of turquoise. It's darker looking than in the camera. But what would you say this is, Don?
Nick, you
Quickly.
take it. Come back to me.
That
Nick.
is the picture of a humidifier on a giant box, opaque.
Sure.
I got okay.
I got that
it.
reference. That one was better. Don, one more time.
It is Junior Mint Spooge. Sorry.
Sure. That's
Had to go
okay.
right back
It's
to
not
it.
quite that green. And Junior
There's
Mint
no
has,
green in
there's
Junior
no
Mints.
green in Junior Mint, and actually
On the
like,
box.
mint leaves are green, but actually like when you mint flavor is never green.
Look,
Weirdly.
in my plane right now, mint is there's green in
Sure.
Junior Mints.
There were paper sleeves in here, so I added these mylars. And I will also say it did come with a download card, which is not necessary but nice.
That reminds me, I need
Nice
to
to
order
have.
more. I need to order more inners. I'll do that this weekend.
From Invest in Vinyl, I hope.
Invest in vinyl, of
On
course.
use our links so we can get some money back. Anyway, that's my vinyl check. News check, Nick.
I don't have anything serious this week. The one thing I will say is the blue dot fever is getting worse, and it's growing from pandemic into epidemic. So, good luck. We'll see how this trickles down to the bands we love that play in the smaller venues. Other than that, I fulfilled a years-long promise to the kid. I told her 4 years ago, when she became a huge fan of the Strokes, that when it made sense, when our family could go, we would. And so we finally got our tickets, and we will be going to take her to the Strokes. Keefy told me yesterday it's apparently a life-transforming experience. I hope I just don't hate it. And this will, of course, be a significant road trip as the Strokes do not play in St. Louis or Peoria. Done.
Yeah, I was going to use that line, by the way. But anyway, I guess the news I'm the most excited about is that Niko McBrain announced that his autobiography will be coming out on October 26th of this year. And it's called Hello, Boys and Girls, because that's always his little, greeting. I'm super excited about it. And I'll be honest, I don't know what to expect because I've been hoping, not so much for a scandal, though, but Maiden autobiographies and biographies basically just kind of skim over the top. They're very rarely anything new. Or you're going to get an autobiography about flying planes, which I thought was incredible book. But then Adrian Smith's book was about fishing, which I am not going to be down with.
Okay, I don't need to read Adrian Smith's book. I didn't like Bruce's personally. It was like you got to spill some dirt, something.
Yeah, but yeah, Bruce gets a pass because it was a memoir, not a proper autobiography. It was also, I mean, I feel like that was a good example of getting a lot of the person. But I want Maiden news. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want scandal, but I want some shit that I haven't heard. And so to fast forward to my next little bit of news was that last week I went and saw the Maiden documentary. I'm sure we're all going to have kind of words about that, but I would love to see us at some point talk about it as a throuple if we've all seen it. But I walked away from it not
Nick is a
loving it.
poser, so he's not going to see it. We
Yeah.
discussed this last week. What a poser Nick is for
Oh,
not
that's
seeing it.
right. That's right. Nick,
I
Nick,
will
Did you
see it at home from the library.
like a
Nick is,
poser? It's not going to be in the library. It's going to be video on demand. You're just a
yeah.
poser. It's okay. Some people are posers, and some people are true metal, like me and Don. You
I
can
have
be,
seen so
you
many
can be the
Iron Maiden
Robin to
documentaries.
our Batman, our gay Batmans. You can be the Robin.
Can't we just be the Ambiguously Gay Duo?
The Ambiguously Gay Duo. Yeah, definitely.
But it was a
Actually,
great movie.
What happened to your
I ended up.
sound, Don? Speak
Oh,
into
there
the
you go.
mic.
So I really liked it. I ended up having a better reaction to it once I got home and kind of sat with it a little bit because I kind of saw it from a different perspective. That's a whole nother story, but great film.
What
And
perspective is that? Now I kind of need to know.
well, so when I was there and watching it, it was packed, by the way, it was sold out, which I can't believe it. It was sold out, and then they had it running in a second theater, like in like a 15-minute, difference. But so there's a lot of people there, a lot of kids, like I'd say from 10, like there was like a pod of teenagers hanging out, and then there was like older guys like us, um I'm like, I want new information. I want information. Like I want like stuff that I don't know. And this was like Maiden 101. Like if we had 12 wasted years, we saw all this footage.
I think
Yeah.
there's some things in it that I did not know. And I feel like I know everything about the band, and there was some
Yeah.
stuff I did learn. And I think it did a very, just say generally quickly, it did a nice job respecting Paul and Blaze, which I did not think it would
Oh,
do.
that I loved.
And the
Yes.
person who should write a book and probably won't is Steve, because Steve knows where all the bodies are buried. Steve and Rod should do a book together, or Rod or separately. I mean, I don't think Nico's book. He was always like a guy that wants to be liked. So was, Bruce doesn't care if he's liked or not. Nico likes being liked, so I don't think he's going to actually tell anything groundbreaking in that book, except maybe how he was removed from the band. They
That's
definitely
kind
told
of
they
yeah.
told a different story in the documentary about how they let him step down with grace, but they kind of didn't. They kicked him the fuck out.
No, they kind of were just like, you're done. Yeah. Like and so, but the other perspective was that as I was, leaving the theater, I noticed that there was like these teenagers and I was watching them from the back aisle. They were excited. They were singing along with some of the songs when they came on. And when Paul Diano's voice came on, they all clapped. And I was like, oh my God. Okay, now I get it. These kids are kind of learning all this stuff pretty new the way we learned it. I guess when the 12 Wasted Years VHS came out, and I'm sure these kids could have seen it online or whatever, but I think it might have been just the fact that they were getting to watch it all condensed into a documentary. From that perspective, though, I loved Maiden for it because I was like, okay, so maybe they weren't necessarily trying to appeal to older fans and give us brand new. Maybe they're trying to maintain a relevance with a younger crowd who obviously their audience has gotten much younger over the past decade. And so I don't know if it was on purpose, it was well calculated. If it wasn't on purpose, then it was like a happy accident. I don't know. That's just kind of where I'm at with it.
I will also say I have no idea what the fuck Bruce and Steve were mad about, because it didn't put them in any bad light. If anything, it humanized them and made them sound and seem even better. Maybe Bruce didn't like the fact that they were like, oh yeah, I was so fucking mad at him that he quit and then he shit on us.
Mhm.
And like maybe they didn't like that coming out now.
I
But
wonder
I
if that was
can't.
part of the beef that Steve had, because you remember we talked about that, right? About how Steve was like, "Oh, I don't know, this isn't really by us. It's about us, or it's not even by us. It's about us." And I was like, so something had to happen that they
Yeah,
saw in
they
the
did.
final
Yeah.
cut, and they were like, "But I did love the raw emotion though between, uh, how Steve really kind of let his wall down and showed this side of him, which is like, it was like angry love." You know what I mean? Like he was like, I was so mad that Bruce left, but you could just tell like it wasn't even just that he left Iron Maiden. It was like that Bruce himself left, and I don't know. There were these moments where like you got to see some love. It
And
was
he
great
told
though.
them in the middle of that last tour, which is actually exactly like Bruce would do. This is my last tour, and these are my last 10 shows, and go fuck yourselves when I'm done.
Mhm.
And Adrian kind of did the same thing, by the way, which is interesting. And Yannick Gears is also mentioned. Anyway.
Anyway, that's my story.
That's your news?
That's it.
All right, here's my news. Metallica is back on tour. They have played 2 shows of the 2026 M72 tour. Let us quickly go through the set list from Olympic Stadium in Athens, Greece.
Prediction: it's going to be the same stuff it's been lately.
It's going to be the same stuff it's been lately. You are not wrong. But also at this show, Knock Loose and Gojira. Just crazy. Long way to the top if you want to rock and roll on tape. And Ennio Morricone, Ecstasy of Gold, From the Good, the Bad, the Ugly on tape. First song, Creeping Death. Followed by For Whom the Bell Tolls and Moth into Flame. Then King Nothing, Lux Eterna, The Unforgiven, Fuel, Kirk and Rob Doodle. They did Zorba's Dance. And
good.
Tripes, a Greek rock band. Den Chorus Puthina, which was like a classic 80s Greek rock song.
Whereas they could have done nothing.
Well, they should never do the doodle, but whatever. Lars clearly needs a break. That's why there's a doodle. And this was Fade to Black, Nick's favorite song, Wherever I May Roam. Also, Nothing Else Matters. Also, Sad But True, all in a row.
Oh, good. A black suite.
A little black suite there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah.
A Black and Mild.
Yeah. Well, it is.
We also had a lightning suite at the beginning.
It is the 35th anniversary of the Black Album.
Pointless
as you know.
anniversary.
It's not a pointless anniversary. They're going to do a bunch of it at the Sphere.
35 is just a pointless number. That's all I'm saying.
It's not.
I disagree.
One with some drum technical difficulties at the beginning that had to get fixed live in the middle of the song. Seek and Destroy, Master of Puppets, and Enter Sandman to close with the Ecstasy of Gold, the Metallica version, as the outro song with a new outro video. Well, that's the only new thing in the set list.
There are precisely 0 surprises, 0 interesting things. Unfortunately, what started off as a really cool 72 Seasons tour has now been a bit of a coast.
Yep. I think that's not unfair. They have yet to do a 2-night thing yet. So
you mean like the 2 different set lists?
They haven't done it yet. They've played 2 one-offs.
Okay, so that's why they did the greatest hits of the 2 nights in one.
Yeah, and then the second night, last night, tonight in Romania, as we're recording this, Harvester of Sorrow and Holier Than Thou.
Wait, those were openers?
Fuel, Fade to Black, Rome, Nothing Else Matters again, 1, 2, 3, 4, Sad But True.
Okay.
That block in the middle, Fade, Wherever, Nothing Else Matters, Sad But True, 1, Seek, Master, Enter, Don't Change. Now, I do believe they do have, what's their next one? Let us see. It's not, I think by the way, there was like 4 days off to go from Greece to Romania, which is super interesting. Like 4 whole days.
Did they walk?
I don't know.
So let me ask you guys this, because again, from someone who hasn't seen Metallica since the live shit tour, Nothing Else Matters. Is that important and that huge of a staple that the fans love to hear it that much?
It's their 3rd most streamed song on Spotify. I think that tells you what you have to know.
I mean, I don't see it. That's
it
why
shows up in pop culture. It's a huge song. You can't underestimate how huge a song it is.
Yeah.
The Black Album is huge.
It was their first super mainstream hit.
Yeah.
I mean, that was played on the top 40 stations.
That and Enter
all
Sandman.
the time.
Literally, that's the reason they're so big. That's the reason the Black Album is so big. I love Unforgiven. It's not that huge in the pop consciousness as it
was for a minute, and then Nothing Else Matters came out.
Yeah, that's also true.
I do love the Black Album more now than I did probably when it came out, but Nothing Else Matters has never sit well with me for some reason, because every time I hear it, I'm going, dude, throw something else in that set that kicks ass.
I agree. All right. I don't have any other news. So that's the news section today.
All righty. Shirt check. Friend of the show, Billy Joel's Atilla.
future podcast subject.
Future
Attilla.
podcast best friend.
He did it. He did Attila on the DMA, no?
Yes, we did.
Yeah. Now, is that the only album? That's the one with Wonder Woman? Like that one?
I think so. I don't know what's on it.
Yeah.
California Flash is on it.
Oh,
I just
that's
know
a-
it's his heavy metal record. And the
You
thing
don't
is,
know what's on it, but you're wearing the shirt again. Poser.
Poser.
Poser. You're a
I
fucking
have
poser.
1,500 fucking records. I can't remember every, and I don't remember
The
names
one
of
you
songs
did on
very well.
the one you did on your other podcast that you love more than us.
But
Come
wait,
on,
was
bro.
it bad though? Was it bad? Because if it's bad, I could see that you
hang
blocked
on.
it.
So now,
tapping out for
okay,
this.
so now are we now competing for Daddy's love? Is that what's happening now?
I feel like it.
Whoa,
I'm the daddy, by the way. You have to-
God
I'm
damn
the-
it,
I
Nick.
I'm
Nick,
the daddy.
I'm the daddy. Don't you
I
know
mean-
that by now?
I mean, granted, I'm the
I mean-
young and cute one on this show.
And your mother and I have been talking, and you're gonna have to start calling her mom now.
Oh Lord,
You're not my real mom.
You're
didn't
not
even
my
call-
real mom, Miss Gazari Dancer, 1988.
I didn't even call my late mother mom. I called her mother.
Ew.
That's
Fuck. That
very
explains
creepy.
so much.
really
Don. Don, what's your shirt?
Friends of the podcast, kind of, sort of, because a couple of folks have listened to us and thought we were great. It's Children of the Sun. Rest in peace. They are no longer.
Their
So-
judgment is askew anyway, and I am wearing Millennium Falcon Ride the Lightning Metallica shirt, but it's also Star Wars at the same time. So it's
Good
fun.
mashup.
What's the name of the what's the name of the little thing on top of it?
On top of what?
You don't know the name of the thing on top? Oh God, poser!
The foreskin?
Whoa! Wow!
We're talking
Wait,
about European.
Well, first off, you need to make sense, Nick. What are you talking about? The thing on top of what?
He means
Exactly.
the little radio tower, the radio.
little-
Is that what I mean?
doohickey.
All right. What's it
Oh, it's-
missing, Keefy? What's
radio
that? What's
tower.
that ship missing?
What? I don't give a fuck, bro.
The escape pod, Keefy.
It's a shirt,
Duh.
bro. Yes, because of Solo. Anyway,
That movie sucked ass.
it didn't.
It did.
It didn't. Childish Landino is on there. Childish Gambino.
Yeah, he was the best part.
Childish
Him,
Land.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
what we
great.
called him.
Childish Landino and the robots for the robot the lady robot for equality for all robots. Those were the good parts. The whole rest of it was stupid. Unfortunately, there were 45 other minutes.
Okay.
We should do a Star Wars episode.
I mean, every
They're all
episode
Star
is a
Wars
Star Wars
episodes.
episode.
Every episode is Star Wars episode. It's either Star Wars or Clerks
Mandalorian
or
and
something.
Grogu in 8 days. I'm very excited.
I'm not excited, but I am going.
Okay.
Oh, I did see Spinal Tap 2 this weekend as well, finally.
What'd you think?
I think you guys nailed it completely. It was good.
Mhm.
Not as good as the original, but good. And we also saw Devi Wears Prada 2, which I did not see the first one. Wish
How
I
could
hadn't
you
seen the first one
Seeing
now.
nothing will make sense to you.
That made sense.
Okay.
I didn't have to get all the in-jokes. What I loved about it, and as we were driving home, we were discussing Devi Wears Prada 2. Lawyer Wife and Wonder Kid both said they really liked it, but it wasn't as good as the first. And I'm like, exactly. It's a legacy sequel. It's a lot like that legacy sequel we watched this morning.
It's a lot
No.
like Reload.
Oh, no, it's better than Reload.
No, it's
It
good.
Isn't, it isn't.
It's good.
What?
It
What's
isn't.
not better
And
than
as a-
Reload?
Devil Wears Prada 2.
Oh, yes, it is. It's way better than Reload. Which
Wait,
is
so-
really
so-
sad.
So, Keefy, you didn't like it, or
I loved it.
okay?
But
okay.
I love the first one, and I'm not gay, and I'm straight, and I love the first one.
Okay,
I
what
want
does that have to do
Stanley
with-
Tucci is the greatest actor for a gay role for a person who is not gay.
I saw a BuzzFeed article that
100%.
listed him as culturally gay.
That's acceptable.
That makes sense. Yes, that's
What?
acceptable.
What? Okay, so what wasn't better than Reload?
The movie is not better than Reload. The same movie you saw, I saw.
The Metallica record.
So, do you think that
The
Load
movie
is
The
that?
Devil Wears Prada 2
Yes.
is better qualitatively than Reload as an album. Yes.
Oh yeah, I completely
yes,
agree
yes,
with
It's
that.
a
yes.
legacy sequel. A, B. You
No,
get
it's
it?
that's not a legacy sequel. A legacy sequel is something you make a sequel way past when you should have.
Reload was made way past when they should have. Not at all.
It was just made. That shit-
Hey,
Let me
it's got
spit up my
it's got
Google
three
Doc.
good songs and 11 other tracks.
Sure, Nick. It's
It's a good E EP.
Okay.
a good 12-inch maxi single.
And then there's
Nick,
62
who
other
considers
minutes.
Beyond Magnetic a real album. Go on.
I don't consider that a real album. Wait, what are we talking about? What do we mean here?
It's not, to me, it's not even really an official release. It's an EP that's kind of an afterthought.
It was released twice.
That doesn't make it good.
This guy was released 3 times.
It has no
Digital.
good songs.
I don't remember it. I bought it. I have it.
Until
I've listened.
summer, yeah.
That's not on there.
Is it not?
No, no, that song sucks ass.
That's how
That was released on Lords of Summer was released on as a record day store. Oh my lord. Record door stay. It was a record door stay. Well, single.
Record
Nick
door.
came to the record store and they closed the door when they saw him because he's a poser.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm not letting that go.
We're gonna fight over this.
Wait, so he went from being a poser, and then he said with the Mandalorian, he's like, I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm gonna go anyway. I'm like, so he went from poser to hipster.
Lawyer
Well,
wife wants
that,
to
I
go.
mean, that's in
Lawyer
general.
wife wants to go, and I'm a fan of hers.
Well, I'm also a fan.
Aw, well,
I'd
yeah,
go
well,
see Lawyer Wife in The Mandalorian and Grogu also if she was in it.
So, but Lords of Summer was released as a record store day single, and then it was released on the expanded version of Hardwired to Self-Destruct. It had nothing to do with Death Magnetic.
For a record that has nothing to do.
And I don't think Beyond Magnetic is crap. It's the AC/DC of Metallica albums. Very unmemorable and bland.
take that back.
I will not.
Take that back.
Let's get started.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've all been waiting for. We are going into Powerage. So is it Powerage or Powerage?
You just asked the question I wanted to ask.
I prefer Powerade, but not as much as Gatorade.
That was great when I
But is
misspelled
it
that in
Power-
the chat. I said,
Yeah, Powerage or Powerage.
Powerage. It seems like that they would be pronouncing it Powerage. Maybe it's just porridge. Porridge.
I've always said Powerage. I don't know. Yeah,
I
that,
didn't
I've
even know
always
this
said
album
Powerade
existed
also.
till this week.
I actually assumed that was like a Southern thing, but then I started hearing other people say. But anyway, so Powerage, great album. Let's see, it was released on May 25th of 78 in the U.S. It came out on May 5th, 78 in the rest of the world, which is not uncommon. It was once again recorded at Albert Studios. And this is also an interesting tidbit, was that it was recorded in 2 different sections. It was recorded in September of 76, but then February through March of 78. And what that means is that there were songs that were on this.
So much.
There were songs on this album that that were supposed to go other places and then ended up here. So it was in it, and also it's a very sweet runtime of 39 minutes and 47 seconds. Let's see, it was the first album to feature Cliff Williams on bass. There's also a rumor that he did not play bass on any of the songs, and then he counteracted that claim. I think it was in Phil Rudd's book. See, several songs that appeared on Powerage were started in 77 during the band's first rehearsals with Cliff Williams. And then that include Kicked in the Teeth, Up to My Neck and You, and an early version of Touch Too Much, which actually appeared on Highway to Hell. Let's see, Powerage surpassed its predecessor. It went to number 133 and it actually earned them a platinum record. According to Eddie Van Halen and Keith Richards and Slash and Aerosmith's Joe Perry, this is their favorite album by AC/DC, and they all cited this album as a huge influence on their playing. Malcolm Young said it was his favorite album. He thought it was like the underdog album of AC/DC. And one last little tidbit was that the opening track, Rock and Roll Damnation, was added at the last minute because Atlantic Records said that there was not a hit on this album. So the song was written and recorded, and they just put the song out, which ended up becoming the song that really helped break this album. I just want to know, I've never heard of a band in all the bands we've covered that had so much fucking like overhanded power by the label. Like, I don't think the Monkees had this much of a hand on top of them, like, I mean, they were calling shots for this band that they had nothing to do with, which I still don't quite understand. But
Completely
anyway,
agree with that.
I don't understand it because I mean, anyway, um, the reviews for the album were favorable. They weren't as good as the previous album, but the people that did talk about the album were like much higher brow than the ones that actually liked the previous one, if that makes sense. So like a lot of the higher level writers and journalists thought this album was like this was AC/DC's like coming out. This was them coming out as a band. And so uh the only people that didn't really like it of all, believe it or not, was Sydney. It said that AC/DC was our first punk rockers, but thank heaven they're not our best or last. So that was a little brutal, but it also ranked 325 in Rock Hard Magazine's top 500 greatest rock and metal albums. And finally, David Frick described Powerage as a milestone rock, often noting that it is a favorite among hardcore AC/DC fans for the Bon Scott era. So basically, in a nutshell, I think what we have is we have just another underdog AC/DC album, but the thing that kind of backfired on the label was that it actually did really well. And so, of course, the label is going to take credit for that and say, well, yeah, of course it did well because we told you guys what to do. So at some point, though, the creative freedom is going to increase, especially after this tour and going into the next album. But that's where we stand with Powerage. And also, the artwork is absolutely terrible.
Yeah,
Again,
this is the worst one so far.
The worst album so far, or the worst artwork so far?
I was only referring to the cover at this point in time.
Oh, the cover. The cover is like terrible, but
It's horrific.
it's.
I think they
don't even know
just
what else to
ran
say
this
about
shit
it.
into the ground, the AC/DC of it all.
There's
Yeah.
only
Just all
one
they had.
cover. There's only one cover for the whole rest of their collection that is worse than this. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Flick of the
Flick of the
switch.
switch.
Okay.
Cheers, man. That's good.
Jesus.
But yeah, so anyway, so that was the again, it also sounds like it was pretty much an album that might not have been as well appreciated when it came out as much as it was in later years. And we also remember how influential some of these people were, like when Slash was first earlier talking about talking about Aerosmith and things like that. Listening to people like him brought those bands to the forefront for me and made me want to go listen. So I'm assuming that this is the case with this album as well. So, and so we are rocking 8 songs.
Before we get into the track listing, unless you have some more to talk about, can we do
No,
the
I'm good.
albums of 78?
Oh yeah, let's do the
Nine songs.
9 songs.
Well,
Yes, 9 songs.
debatable. Okay.
Agreed on that, though.
Again, this is a shorter list than I've been rocking with a few extras. Albums that came out the same year as AC/DC Powerage. Judas Priest Stained Class, a banger.
Mm-hmm.
Debut album by Van Halen, Van Halen.
Oh, I have that one.
Banger.
A terrible album, Budgie, impeccable.
MASH.
Jesus.
Bachman Turner Overdrive with no Bachman, Street Action.
Why?
Trash.
With only one Bachman instead of 2.
Oh, it had a Za Bachman.
The second album by Quiet Riot, that sucks, Quiet Riot.
Oh my! Why are we mentioning that? Good
Because-
Wait,
Lord.
that was
Former podcast subject, Quiet Riot.
I'm
Did we
sorry.
do Van Halen also?
No, we haven't done Van
We
Halen.
should do Van Halen. With
I'm
Dawn.
sorry about the Quiet Riot series. I'm sorry
And
for how long
and I
made
said
it.
that I would, instead of doing Van Hagar, I will do DLR solo, which I will take over every Van Hagar album.
I will.
Even the Fuck album, which does have some bangers on it, even though I hate Sammy. Another album I could not give a shit about when I was 6 years old. Jethro Tull, Heavy Horses. Could not give 2 fucks.
I love
I'm
that
pretty
album.
sure Jethro Tull has one record and it's called Aqualung.
That's correct. Rainbow, Long Live Rock and
Wrong.
Roll. Mentioned last week. Can I get my words out and then you can comment, both of you, or no?
Mm-hmm. I have
Or should
it.
I go fuck
Yeah.
myself and you guys can do the podcast? Is
No.
that good? All right.
I'm gonna reel myself back. Thank you.
Well, just everybody. The previous discussion on a podcast in Lizzie Live and Dangerous.
That
White
was a
Snake.
great live album. Yeah.
It was. White Snake, Snakebite EP. Not good.
Don't have.
Speaking of not good, UFO Obsession. Not good.
I abstain from all future and previous UFO discussion.
This record is actually pretty good. Yesterday and Today, aka Y&T, Struck Down.
That was when they were still good.
That's correct.
Is that back when they were like a blues rock band?
That's like their 13th album.
I know, which is fucking
Of the
insane.
70s. What the fuck?
It's like 80 came along and it's like, we're doing our 25th anniversary tour.
Right. Second album by Boston, Don't Look Back. Great album.
Mm-mm.
Overlooked, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no recollection of this live album by Scorpions, Tokyo Tapes, but it's before Uli left, right?
Yes. It was the last thing that they had, I think, with Uli.
Right. The Who Are You? Not bad.
Not familiar.
Decent. Yeah.
I can't believe this band is actually this old. Magnum, King of Madness.
Not familiar.
No.
More famous for the album cover and t-shirts than the music, Molly Hatchet self-titled debut.
Molly Hatchet, get fucked.
Kind of. Well, I mean, they're all right.
They're all right, but the covers piss me off.
The Frank Frazetta, the least good, or Ken Kelly, the least good Blue Oyster Cult album of this era, Some Enchanted Evening. Not a great live album. In the era of great live albums, that's not a good one.
What made that one so bad, though? Because
I just think like the set list, and they were like fighting in the band, and you could kind of hear it inconsistent. I just remember hearing it and being like, "This is." I went back to it, and I was like, "Oh, this is worse than I remember." Just badly not made and not good, not well recorded. Again, in the era of the live album, everyone had to have one. The most important day of the year 1978 is what day? Would you gather, guys?
March 17th.
That is incorrect.
March 14th.
Neither is that. That's also wrong.
Is it in March?
1978. Is it
1978. What is the most important day of the year for the three of us?
December 23rd.
That is not correct.
October 31st?
Wrong, and wrong. I will now tell you and all our listeners. September 18th, 1978 is the day that Ace Frehley, Gene Simmons, Peter Criss, and Paul Stanley all released simultaneous solo albums. Ace's is generally regarded as the best. My favorite is Peter. You could also be wrong if you disagree. Anyway,
there was only one good record from that bunch, and that was Ace.
well,
Paul's.
Peter's.
What?
Paul's was awesome. Ace
We need
is great.
okay.
We
now
all agree that Gene's is terrible.
apparently now we need a fourth person to co-host that likes Gene's the best.
Possibly. Someone out there does. Another Jethro Tull album no one asked for, Bursting Out. Gives a
Again,
shit.
Jethro Tull, one record, one song. Two songs, Aqualung and Locomotive Breath.
The worst record with Ozzy, Never Say Die. Ozzy Black
bad.
Sabbath.
Bad
That
record.
album's so terrible.
Was
A
that not
great
their
album.
last tour?
That was.
Next to last. Ramones, Road to Ruin. Great album.
No, thank you.
Banger.
Future podcast subject, Sticks, Pieces of Eight.
You can Lawyer Wife's copy from her
Beautiful
the 80s.
record.
Great
Such
record.
a good album.
Why don't I want Styx or Dennis to do a Pieces of Eight tour where they play it front to back.
They won't. They won't be alive. That's the problem. Uriah
Also
Heep,
true.
Fallen Angel. Underrated.
I've heard no Uriah Heep.
That's a shame. They've opened for Judas
Probably
Priest
is.
like 10 times.
I saw them on that last tour they did with Priest, and they were fucking
Yeah, it was
great.
Fucking great. Mick Box.
Like, talk about a double bill. It was monstrous. It was really good.
This is an underrated album featuring Glenn Hughes, Wishbone Ash, No Smoke Without Fire.
Who else was on that?
Fuck if I know.
Okay.
I only know
sounds like a
Argus.
DMA. That sounds like a DMA record.
Well,
Yeah. I only know
the,
the Argus album.
Any Glenn
li-
Hughes record is a DMA record.
the live album that came out this year from AC/DC, If You Want Blood, You've Got It.
That's a fucking great live album.
Never heard it.
Also a full-length album from Whitesnake, Trouble.
Not good.
Maybe my favorite Rush album, Hemispheres.
Oh, tremendous.
The Trees.
It's got the bangers and the mash.
The Bangers Enemies. Here's one for Nick. Crocus, Painkiller. I like
Why do
Judas
you
Priest,
hate me?
Got it.
Painkiller better.
I have Judas Priest Painkiller.
Speaking of Judas Priest, Killing Machine, a.k.a. Stained Class, right?
Stay class.
This is the
Wait.
most Judas Priest talk we've ever had in like 1 year.
And we need to do Priest.
Wait,
Oh.
wasn't Killing Machine Hellbent for Leather?
Oh, sorry, that's right. Hellbent for Leather.
Okay, yeah.
And then they became the Leather Daddies.
The Leather Daddies,
basically.
yes. Yeah.
So they were still in the kimonos before that?
Yes, possibly. Queen,
That's amazing.
former podcast subject, my fault, Queen Jazz. The third best Queen album, to be honest.
I don't even know what's on that one.
Which
What's on
is so
that?
sad to say that.
It's so
too.
sad.
No,
I
because
actually also
so
love
it's right
Play-
after Day at the Races?
I also really love Play the Game, which I'm the only one that loves that album, but I had that was like my first cassette in my Walkman that wasn't Kiss. Future podcast subject, The Clash, Give 'Em Enough Rope.
I don't
even know that one. to be honest.
Another year, another blackout era album for Alice Cooper, From the Inside. No recollection. I also have no recollection.
I also have no recollection of this.
I don't know what this band is. Dawn, help me out. Heavy Load, Full Speed at High Level.
I do not know that, but I do carry a heavy load.
That sounds sexy in a weird way.
Thank you.
The debut album by Rose Tattoo. Rose Tattoo.
I feel like I
sounds like a
should
Motley
listen to them, but I don't know who they are. I don't know.
That
their
sounds like a
stuff.
Motley Crue splinter band. It's like what Mick would do.
What would Mick do?
What would Mick do after being
What would
thrown
Mick
out?
do?
Also, another Quiet Riot album called Quiet Riot this year. Horrible. If you don't get it right once, let's get it wrong twice.
What
Good
the
job.
hell is that? We
That's
didn't
the
do
one
that
that
on the
had
series.
Paul. That's the one that had Paul
Yeah.
Shortino on vocals. I think.
Maybe.
No, we're nowhere near there.
78, bro. 78. And another
no.
record by Japanese rockers Bow Wow, Guarantee. Now here's a few more from this year that we may have missed. Cheap Trick, Live at Budokan. Fucking
Oh
great.
yes,
Love it. Love it. Overrated
made-
album that deserves to be overrated.
Well,
they
the
made
same,
Budokan a household name.
the same year, then they followed that up with Heaven Tonight, which fucking rules.
That's
So
great. Yeah.
let's see. Boop, 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 boop. Got our former podcast subject, Foreigner, Double Vision.
Got that.
Not quite
God.
hard rock or metal, but I'm going
Wait.
to throw it.
Is the
Go
Foreigner
ahead.
one? Is that the Toilet one, or is that a different one?
Double
the
Vision.
turlet.
No, the Toilet one. I'm
Head
saying no.
Games
That's.
is the toilet one.
Oh God.
Oh, head.
God
I wish I
damn
could
it.
forget the toilet existed.
I wish you could not talk. Anyway, in the words of my mother, I loved you until you learned how to talk. That's what she said about me. And you can relate, can't you?
No.
Yeah.
Blondie, Parallel Lines, fucking banger.
That's a
We only have
great
Blondie
album.
Greatest Hits. Is that the one with Fab Five Freddy on there?
No, that's
I want
later.
that one. I want that one.
Now that was when Blondie was still kind of like an avant-garde kind of
Well,
punkish.
a little bit of punk and obviously disco because
Yeah.
Heart of Glass is on there. With the album cover that looks like Alice Cooper's pants. Ram Jam, why another album by this band? They broke up after this, by the way. Portrait of an Artist as a Young Ram. Fuck
I
this
was-
whole band.
I
Did they
didn't know
even
had
have more than one song?
Yeah.
They did.
There was a dude I used to work with that looked like Ram Jam with a bald head, including the beard and the glasses. And
Sure thing.
everybody called him Black Betty.
Uh-huh. You're not funny. Status
This is,
Quo.
this is a real story.
I don't believe you. Status Quo.
It's legitimate.
If you can't stand the heat, ... Great album, great band. Underrated. I wouldn't, maybe they would be for you for the DMA, perhaps. Bum.
I'm sorry, but that was funny about what Nick said.
No, it wasn't.
I think I'm really high though. Sorry.
Yeah, okay then.
It's a true story.
Rory Gallagher, Photo Finish. Probably a great blues rock album I haven't heard.
Last
heard
week
that
when we
one.
talked about Taste, and none of us like, who's Taste? It was Rory Gallagher's band.
Oh, really? That's fucking terrible. By the way, I think 2 weeks ago when I was talking about Mark being the bassist and being kicked out, he's not in Manila Road. He's in Rose Tattoo now. My bad.
Same band as far as I'm concerned.
Somehow Whitesnake has an album, an EP, and David Coverdale still had time for a solo album, North Winds. I don't know how.
Former DMA podcast subject, North Winds.
Nice work.
That David one.
A few more. The Angels, Face to Face, no recollection.
No idea who that even
Not
is.
Angel.
No,
Or The
not
Angels.
Angel.
Oh, okay.
The Angels, not Angel. That was last week. Midnight Oil self-titled debut album, probably pretty good.
I didn't know they were that old.
And last and not at all least, Aerosmith live bootleg, which is where Big 10-inch comes from.
Incredible.
Great
I
live album.
had that on CD back in the 90s when I had all the Aerosmith
Yep.
albums on CD, and I
Same.
hated it. And years later, I got the vinyl copy probably about 3 years ago. got it on vinyl for like $5 on Discogs.
Yeah.
Nope, that's just the explanation of why CDs should not exist. The
Mhm.
vinyl version is 20 times better
It's
sounding.
so raw. It's so raw, and it's actually live. Like to hear those cuts, just like balls out,
Yeah,
is
oh
just
yeah.
incredible.
All
Yeah.
righty.
It's like,
We
all
ready
That's
to
right.
go?
it. Let's get into the tracks. I'm
All
all
right,
done.
so we have picked up the album. We are very gently pulling it out of the sleeve, holding it with two hands, lowering it down onto the turntable, putting the needle on. First song, Rock and Roll Damnation, Nick.
This is the second week in a row where there has been an AC/DC song which could be lovingly compared to Spinal Tap's rock and roll creation. In fact, I would imagine that rock and roll creation was kind of based off of this particular tune. And frankly, I don't like this symbolism from them. I like symbolism from them when it's the same kind of stuff that old dudes used to call boner pills when I used to sell them. Not a big fan of this song. Did not know it was a single. Keefy, you are up.
Uh, this is actually a very good album opener. I know that Nick is not high on this record, which is an understatement, but I actually think this record. Um, I'm in the middle of Dawn and Nick. I think there are tracks on here that I absolutely love. There's some forgettable ones. This is a good opener.
Okay. In earlier when I was talking privately, I overstated it. I find this to be a lot of what my mother would have called how my mother would have referred to chicken nuggets in the 80s. It's a bunch of pieces parts and not chicken. And that's kind of how this album is for me. But continue, Don.
I am going to side with Keith on this one. I think it is probably not even so much just a strong album opener. I think at this point it's like my favorite album opener. Like it is so like this actually is starting to sound like AC/DC heading closer into Highway
More
to
than a
Hell.
long way to the top if you want to rock and roll.
That's kind of the problem I have with this album is the Bon Scott records are different.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. You know, it's so funny because when you're listening to these albums and you've listened to one before and you're super pumped on the one, it's almost like you kind of forget like what you heard previously. If I had to be honest, I might take a bullet for this one though, but like I found them to be even on par. I really like this song a lot. It's dirty. Like Bond's delivery on this is so fucking strong and just confident. And but I will say it's a surprise that this is a last minute song. It does not sound like a last minute song to me.
Okay, name another last minute song just off the top of your head.
Cherry
Paranoid.
Pie.
And let's see, Paranoid and Cherry Pie. I'll throw in another one. I Was Made for Loving You.
Oh,
And what do those?
God.
Hear
And
me
they were
out.
all the band's biggest hits.
Correct.
I mean,
Not this one. Sorry, I couldn't help it, man.
sorry, Bon.
I'll tell you
Sorry,
that
Bon.
time, Nick. You know what you do well? You set us up for home runs. You are great. You get the bunt down. You leg out the run. You leg it out to first base for an infield single, and Don and I hit the homers. The
So I'm
dingers.
Vince Coleman.
You're
are
a good setter-upper.
Hopefully,
Get-
less. You're much more literate than Vince Coleman. I'm pretty sure you know how to read.
I was gonna say you were supposed to say yes, and then I was gonna say don't buy me any M80s.
That's also true.
All right, track number 2, gentlemen. Down
this is-
Payment Blues.
This is probably the best song on the record for me. It is a bit long. I don't need AC/DC for 6 minutes. Not now. Not ever. They don't have that in them. But so you take a couple minutes off this one, and it's a pretty damn good song. It's nice to hear them talking about the blues again because I kind of like AC/DC's Timu Led Zeppelin era better than the AC/DC era. And that's what I was talking about in the previous song. The Bon Scott era is different than the Brian Young era.
Johnson.
Brian Young Johnson, damn, but it's different. It's different than the Brian Johnson era because the Brian Johnson era, basically they just tried to make Back in Black over and over and over and over and over and over again. Whereas these albums all have some differences until we get to this one. Well, I mean, this one really feels like a lot of recycled and things that get upcycled later. Keefy.
Very similar take. I do love this song. Wish it was 4 minutes and not 5:40. I know Nick just said that. It is one of the few songs that kind of has its own identity. in these records, like in the it's not quite an underbelly, but like it's pretty good. It's not great, but it's pretty
This
good.
spoiler alert: this album has no soft underbelly.
It's all soft underbelly. No, it
Kind
can't
of,
be.
yeah.
Well, I disagree, but
It's less than stellar and better than bad.
Oh, okay. And I can't wait to
boy, Nick has never said those words before. That's
seriously,
I'm
like,
stunned and happy.
God, I thought he was talking about Queens right there for a second.
Hey now.
Whoa. My favorite thing I've ever said on this show still is about Clutch. What was it, Crack the Sky or the Buffalo one? This album's a 10 of 10. It has no good
It's
songs.
not Clutch, it's Mastodon, but it's great that you think it's Clutch. That's amazing.
Whatever.
The fact that you
10
think
with no
it's
good
Clutch is fucking amazing.
Whatever.
There was a great, I'll say really quick, there was a great tweet today that was like, you see all kinds of dudes at a show, old guys, battle vest guys, beardo guys, D&D guys, all kinds of guys. And then somebody under was like, you just described the Clutch show. You probably saw Clutch last night. Fucking great.
I don't know. That sounds like the Behemoth show too.
Did you ever go to a graveyard show? Everyone in the audience looks like Graveyard.
Yes, Graveyard opening for Opeth. There was like no females and no delineation between
It's
the
like
two.
it's
the
like
band.
stringy hair,
Okay.
beards, and denim. That's all
Can I just say, and this might be inappropriate, the Deicide show was the sexiest death metal show I've ever been to.
There's a lot of ladies that love Behemoth, and that's why.
There were-
and
there
Rod and
were
Christ
10.
are also extremely handsome.
I saw
That
10.
is crazy.
Rod and Christ is extremely a handsome band.
They are very handsome and they sound cool. Their accent is cool.
That's crazy. We're a very beautiful podcast, by the way. But anyway, Down Payment Blues, I love. I also had to say that one of the things I loved is that now at this point, was it they're starting to influence themselves. Like they're starting to sound a
It's
little.
like this is like the oh god, who said it?
This is Stephen Colbert. We're talking
Stephen
to Rush.
Colbert. Yeah. Have
Have
you
you
ever written
ever had
a
a
song?
song so long that by the time you finished, you've influenced yourself? But this is where it starts to me is now, 2 songs in, we're getting more of this traditional AC/DC that I love to hear, but it's also kind of a little bit of foreshadowing going into the next album. But it also, this is the kind of stuff that makes me believe sometimes that Bond did have a little more of a hand in the stuff that ended up on Back in Black later. Maybe not lyrically, that they used his lyrics, but some of these songs really kind of straddle that line. But I thought this was a great song. You know what though? To echo with you guys, play it long live, keep it short on the album. Because that guitar
AC/DC is
solo,
like death metal, right?
yeah,
30 minutes is the right number.
yeah. I
You
mean,
can-
the thing is, it's a great song and it's a great solo. But I mean, again, hello, Deadhead in me loves it, but in context, I would much rather hear 3.5 minutes of it and get treated to a nice guitar solo live, as opposed to, so anyway. All right. So track number 3, we have Gimme a Bullet, not to be confused with Gimme Back My Bullets. So,
Good call.
No, that's a good song.
Fuck.
see, that's when it's funny, Nick. You know what it is? I just realized it. It's funny when it's just you being yourself. Like you are funny.
Thank you.
You
I'm
know,
glad that
it's-
somebody's appreciating. Whoa, hey.
It's when you try to be. See, my wife tells me this all the time. She says, "You're funny when you're not trying to be funny."
But I'm always. Oh, sorry. Goose does not want any part of this. He does not want to hear you besmirching me. He's got cat ears and he can hear through my headphones. And he can just see the evil going on in Keefy's face. I'm going to scritch him, though. Yeah, number 1 with the bullet. This is not. This song sounds so much like everything I've heard before. And this is the decaying of AC/DC. AC/DC goes from a cool boogie band into a rubber band, plastic band. Makes me sad. Keefy.
Least good song on the album. Done.
Formulaic. That's all I had to say.
Yeah,
Like
formulaic.
it sounds like, again, like as we were joking, it sounds like the kind of like, okay, now they're starting to sound like the band that they were trying to sound like in the beginning, and now it's kind of
Yeah.
coming full circle.
I
So
wonder
meta.
if this was the last song they wrote for the album because they were just like, "Fuck, get
And
it done."
I'm sorry, dude, but like Cliff Williams, and I'll die on this hill, is one of the least talented bass players I have ever heard in my entire life.
Well, here's the
Everybody in
thing.
AC/DC ever is one of the most least talented blank of all time.
No, because of
No, that's
Malcolm
not
and
true.
no,
Not
that's just
Malcolm, not
insane.
Angus.
I disagree.
Maybe
You know,
not
and
even.
They are
Maybe not
great.
even.
They are great. I'm talking about technical
Chris.
playing abilities. That's all.
No, you're wrong.
And
I'm not
Phil
wrong.
Rudd's a fucking monster.
Yeah.
You know that he recorded those albums completely without a click track.
And Chris.
Did they even
Slade,
have
no,
click tracks
man.
back then?
Oh, they had
Yeah, they
metronomes,
did.
but they
I don't
had
know.
click
I'm
tracks.
asking the
Yeah,
question.
they actually mic'd the.
You
but,
had to.
yeah.
They used to like tap out a click, a
Yeah.
beat, like a snare ping,
Mhm.
and put it in the drummer's ears as a
Or
trend,
they
and
also
then
used to
erase the track.
sometimes do pre-recorded metronomes,
Metronomes.
and they would mark what the BPM was on each recording, and then they would
Yeah.
just kind of play that through. But anyway, this is also probably the most uninteresting AC/DC song, I think.
Yeah.
Super.
It will. It will. Now, let's get to Riff Raff.
Can you hold on 1 second? Because I wasn't done. Which
Oh, I'm
is
sorry. I misunderstood.
between Mark and Cliff. Can you tell me a difference between the two bassists and who is who? Because I can't. And I
So-
love Mark,
No.
and I think Mark is super talented because he also plays guitar and sings. And Cliff is just kind of there, and it's probably because that's what they told him to do. But like,
It's
I
like the
mean-
Ramones drummer. They just kept telling everybody, just play simple like this.
I mean, Mark wasn't like fucking, I mean, he wasn't playing
He's not
like
Geddy
Jaco
Lee.
Pastorius, but he is definitely doing a little more than what Cliff Williams was doing. And like, I don't know that we even heard any real action from Cliff Williams until Back in Black. And even then
Whiplash.
it was like, oh my God, he did 3 extra notes.
Right.
It's like,
there's not a whole lot of notes even amongst the guitars so far on this record.
mm-mm.
There's
Oh,
a
no,
song where the riff is the fucking drums. On this
See, I think-
record, Bon Scott is doing all the heavy lifting. This is AC/DC Volume 4.
yeah,
There's so much
Oh.
or
cocaine.
five, or five, depending.
5, yeah, depending on
4.5.
depending on what release.
There's
it's
so
for.
much
3/4.
booze. There's so much cocaine. They just grabbed shit like, oh man, dude, we only got 4 songs. What about that other session we did? Are those songs done? They sucked. I don't care.
Jesus Christ.
Right. I think we
Yeah,
can.
Nick's
also,
not funny. Nick's
I
not
think-
funny though.
I think we can say that, like, again, this was probably like going to the well. It's kind of funny that they were in this scenario 3 times where the label was mad at them and hated Bond, and they were still allowed to continue to go with the brother and Vanda to produce them for our 4th or 5th record. That's wild.
Yeah.
to me.
And completely going to the well, which is what I'm about to say about the next song.
Of course.
The
Go
next
on.
song it's the second time they've gone to the well.
Hold
for
on.
Riff Raff.
Let me introduce the next song. I did not introduce the next song yet. Thank you, Nick.
I'm eager.
Last song on side 1, Riff Raff. Go,
Okay.
Nick.
I have heard this song before. I'll hear this song again. This is the best they've done this song so far. But on Back in Black, they're going to do it even better.
Accurate.
And then the returns diminish.
That's
We
fair.
have full on, completely formed AC/DC today. So far, there are no classic tracks on side 1. AC/DC is on their best day an 80-20 band. They did it twice. Not this record. Every other record on a good record is 30-30-30. And so
I
far for
disagree
me,
with that in terms of I think Rock and Roll Damnation's awesome, but and Down
I-
Payment Blues is long, but it's good.
yeah,
Yeah.
But I know what you mean.
but none of those are classics.
No, that's true. Well, Rock and Roll
They're not-
Damnation.
Well, Rock and Roll
They're
Damnation is
not
considered a
canon
classic.
songs. Every other record we've done by AC/DC so far has had rock and roll canon songs.
Okay.
Maybe that bar is too high to expect a band to keep kicking them out, but
That's true.
AC/DC's done it.
They have more. Do they have more of these than Kiss over the same amount of time?
Canons, rock and roll canon songs?
Over the same amount of time.
Yes.
Okay.
First 6 years, Kiss has 2, 3, No, two, because I'm not counting I Was Made for Loving You. They got Detroit Rock City, and they got Rock and Roll All Night. That's it. Those are the only Kiss canon songs.
And not Beth? No?
No.
Not Deuce?
Not to... God, no.
Good God, man. Deuce is one of
Deuce
the longest
is my
running opening
favorite Kiss
tracks.
song.
Yeah.
It's but it's not rock and roll canon.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Well,
That's
Deuce
what I'm
is
talking about.
A rewritten version of Bitch by the Rolling Stones.
Every
And
Kiss song up to
admittedly,
that point was a rewritten version of something else.
That's true. I
So-
think She is also great. Okay, Riff Raff again.
Which is a rehash, partially, of 5 to 1 by the Doors.
right.
Keefy, Riff Raff.
Yeah, Riff Raff is good. I don't mind. This is one I don't mind that it's 5 minutes long. And yeah, everything else Nick said is accurate. Done.
Great song. I love it. Actually, aside from Rock and Roll Damnation, I think it's the strongest track on side 2. On side 1, they picked a perfect ending track for side 1. But can we also just talk about how AC/DC would rip themselves off of this song on Blow Up Your Video for That's the Way I Want to Rock and Roll? This is the exact riff of That's the Way I Want to Rock and Roll. Like
It's also
format
not that
and
dissimilar
everything.
than Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution and Have a Drink on Me.
Yeah, they're different, actually. They're different tempo, but that's about it. But I think it's a strong song. I actually think that, to be honest, I feel like this could have been even a better album opener now that I've really kind of processed this. But Rock and Roll Damnation is a strong one because it became one of their bigger songs. But Riff Raff was also what they opened every night with on this tour. So good album, solid closer. I love it. Okay, the needle has hit the little runoff. It's come up, and we're going to flip the album over. And then side 2 opens fucking Sin City.
All right. What I like about this is they talk about Las Vegas that I love going to and watching videos about. What I don't like about this is this sounds like the last fucking song. Again. And it sounds like more songs later. This album, it's so close to being amazing. Every song is so close to amazing. Like, if they would have just done Highway to Hell instead of this song, it would have just been Highway to Hell. They're the same song. This is an upcycle song. They're going to do it way better in 6 weeks. But for now, I got to listen to 4 minutes, 45 seconds of this crap. Keefy.
Okay. Sin City is my second or third favorite song on this record, and it's actually awesome. And fun fact, they had never been to Sin City at the time they wrote this.
I am not surprised. They did not have enough money to go that far around the world.
They had been to America, New York, and LA, but
They
not
did?
to Vegas. Yeah, it's actually on the record after the last week's record.
I mean, it's not like there was anywhere for them to play in Las Vegas in 1977.
Probably not.
Elvis, yes. Frank Sinatra, definitely. AC/DC, these dirty yahoos from
Not as
Australia,
much.
not so much.
Not as
I don't
much
think
for
they're playing the
last week.
Venetian. They're definitely not going to hit the Sands.
Right, there was no Venetian back then, but you're right.
I know. I realized that. I said it.
Don, Sin City.
Don,
Sin City.
Don.
I think at this point
have
it's
a
the most
stroke?
unique sounding song of the bunch. Like, I feel like the riff, just the overall tempo is it's varied from what we already heard on side 1, but this also sounds like a song that when you hear it you go, that's going to be a classic. Like, it's not going to be a hit, but like, I've seen them do this song pretty much every time that I've seen them with Bon Scott. It's a
Yeah,
classic.
I've seen him do this song every time I've seen him too.
Wait, you saw Bon Scott?
I mean, not Bon Scott. Sorry, Brian Johnson.
I was going to say you're a lot. Then you're like 10 years older than you say you are.
I time travel, but no, but I
Because
mean,
of weed.
but yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, we're still here and it's tomorrow.
See, I'm funny. That's humor right there. You see what I did there, Nick? Is like I reacted to Don's thing and blah, 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 blah. You gotta learn how to do that, or not to
I'm
do
still
it.
trying
Would
to
you like to
figure
see
out
my
if I'm
taint
funny.
as it charts?
I don't want to. Your taint charts. That's fucking
Your
terrible.
Wait a
taint
minute, that
charts,
doesn't
you
work.
might need to get that looked at. It's like,
So you
you've got-
don't
you've got a
shoot
hole
out
where there
taint?
shouldn't be.
to the veterinarian to expel the
Oh my God! Can we
gunk
start
from
calling him
his
Taint
taint.
Nick? Can we start calling him
Taint
Taint
Nick
Nick?
instead of Saint Nick. Taint Nick.
Taint Nicholas.
All right,
That's
Don, I'm
amazing.
reclaiming my time. You don't get to talk about this song.
Claim your time. The next
Let's
one
talk
is.
about this song now.
You know what it is. So the next one is What's Next to the Moon?
So I mentioned boner pills earlier. This song really reminds me of my time as a boner pill salesman.
Hmm.
I don't know if I ever mentioned that, but I have sold boner pills. I have sold vibrators, and which makes me a clinical boner retail therapist.
I don't even know who you are.
What?
Like all of a sudden you're my hero.
I have done a lot of. To quote Ted Lasso about Coach Beard, I have lived many lives. And this song reminds me a lot of what like the uptight dudes would come up. You got that stuff to make your nurture work better. I'm sorry, what? You know the man's nurture. Mm-hmm. Do you mean the King Cobra Yohimbe, or are you looking for the horny goat weed? Personal experience: horny goat weed works better if you need to go for like 6 hours. I don't recommend it though. Also, this is the song with the drum riff that Bond
Why
was
did this
singing over.
just-
What? I've lived many lives.
Every time Nick says the word boner, I think I die a little bit in my soul. My soul dies a little tiny bit.
he keeps wounding my inner child
With his
There you
dick.
go.
with his
What is it, gorge
with
dick?
with a 6 hour erection.
Nick, please come in and sit down. Have a seat.
It's like this was not on my bingo card for night. Was to hear about Nick's 6 hour erection. Taint Nick and his 6 hour
Taint
erection.
Nick. John Oliver just did a whole special on this last weekend about gas station boner pills and kratom. And
Oh, I saw that. The whole kratom boner pills thing. That's fucking
I've taken kratom. It's good for pain relief.
Holy hell! I have like coughed and laughed so hard, my face has got color.
I
Oh,
know.
there it's gone.
You look like boiled shrimp, Nick.
Is it my turn?
It's your turn. Yes,
Sure, why
Keefy.
that? Why not?
What's Next to the Moon? I prefer I Don't Want to Live on the Moon by Bert and Ernie from Sesame Street. This is not a great song. Least good song on the album to me. Besides Give Me a Bullet to Put in My Head. Next.
I think it's a decent song. It's completely forgettable, but for some reason, the note that I had is that this is like the musical equivalent of Blue Ball. I don't know why. It just sounds like the dude needs to come, and he hasn't come in too long.
He's taking boner pills.
I'm telling you,
He can't bust.
that 6 hour erection. Wait, when you do bust after 6 hours, is it like any better, or is it just like a dribbling
It
mess?
wasn't legitimately 6 hours, but it was like 50 minutes.
Well, then don't exaggerate, Nick. Thank you.
I always exaggerate.
All right.
I'm 6'4".
Gone shooting. Next
See,
song.
that was funny. Keefy's fighting back to laugh.
See, there he is. There he is. And Nick brought it home. See, that's what you were talking about. That Nick said, old Taint Nick set it up. Fucking set it all up. Cool Keef over here.
What do we
Knocking
say?
it out.
I don't want to exactly repeat what. Did you just do the Ernie laugh, the Muttley from Catch That Pigeon?
Oh my god.
I think I don't want to repeat the line from the thread about the YouTuber that Don would like to defile, but I do like the make you smell Don's fingers part. I let you smell my fingers after I finger banged.
You kind of made me.
You kind of made me, Mr. Rand.
I'll stir his tea with my fingers.
Can I talk about Gone Shooting?
Sure.
Yes.
I also like the song "Fortunate Son" by Creed's Clearwater Revival, but I didn't turn it into a shitty ass song. Keefy.
That's really mean. Gone Shooting is my favorite song on here. It got a new life in the 1990s when it was in the movie and on the soundtrack for Beavis and Butthead Do America. It is
Like we're gonna say
also
Forrest Gump.
it is also CCR. It is also Let Me Put My Love Into You, Babe. It is also She's Got the Jack again. But it is an actual banger. I love this song. My favorite song on this record. Done.
This is the song that saved this side, I think. Like, this song is so fucking good. And like I was like you, I was very surprised when it had kind of a renaissance of sorts when we saw it come out in modern pop culture at that point. But I think it's a super strong song. Anyway, we'll go into the closing of the album later. But yeah, so anyway, Up to My Neck in You. Taint Nick, what you got?
When
You're on mute.
AC/DC songs really work, it's because the puns are funny, the riffs are good. This is a bad pun, and it just never really gets good. So when the lyrics aren't good, because the lyrics are the lyrics and the vocal melody, and that's one of the reasons why AC/DC is not one of my absolute favorite bands. Because I prefer the riff, I prefer the solo, I prefer that kind of thing more than the vocal part. So you have to be telling a joke that makes me laugh, that makes me interested. This isn't it. So it doesn't get off the ground for me. This needs to go back in the oven. This cake is still a little bit drippy. Keefy.
Yeah, this album would have been better with 7 songs instead of 9, and this is one of those songs I would have kicked off the island.
And 4 more days in the studio.
Probably. This is also like the bones of a song that is good with not great lyrics or delivery. Done.
So again, one of Bond's strongest deliveries as a vocalist. This is probably his like strongest vocal album, but it's got the weakest songs. And so I think Nick
Facts.
said it right, is that Bond is completely carrying this album with the fact that his voice is so fucking good and so fucking raw. This reminds me of the kind of song when you go see a band that you love and there's that couple of songs that you don't like it, but like it's like it's like gas station pizza. Like it's not the worst, but like if you had a choice of something else,
Yeah, that's a great way I would describe
You
this
know?
whole record. It's gas station pizza.
yeah, you know what? I think I would go there also, but that's kind of where I'm at with that one.
I mean,
But
like quick trip level pizza, not like.
Quick Trip's got some good. Not that pay before you eat stuff that I sent y'all the picture of from fucking San Diego.
Not Godfather's pizza. That stuff is nasty.
Oh Jesus! But yeah. So anyway, it's got the good bones to being a strong song, but again, it's also foreshadowing its Shoot to Thrill,
Yeah, okay.
which is a better song. But
Basically, every really good song on this record becomes a much better song on a future album.
I was
Or,
just
or
gonna
a
say,
previous album. The way it's going. Of all the
Yeah,
things, it's
also
like
that.
wild that they were still in trouble at this point, but okay.
With this album, it's not wild that they were still in trouble.
no. But one more thing on the song, I do love how you put that though. That was just like it was absolutely perfect. That it's a song that's got good bones. It didn't deliver, but then like somewhere like in the future, Angus and Malcolm were like, "Hey, should we give that one another try? That wasn't our best." And
Do
then
it
all of a
over
sudden,
one more time with a little
and then they
change.
make a better song, of course.
Well, when
so.
you have bands like Pink Floyd that remade the same record 4 times in a row.
Yeah, but Pink Floyd did it really good.
You've said that
Yes.
before, and I still disagree with that. So
I don't
yeah.
know.
Really?
I don't see that though.
You don't think Adam Hart and Mother, Wish You Were Here, Dark Side of the Moon,
Those are not
And
4
Metal.
in a row, and they're not.
and Metal,
No.
they're
No.
4 in a row eventually.
they
I didn't
don't.
say, I didn't say them in
Those
order.
are 4 distinctly different sounding albums, and I will
You're an insane
I
person.
think they took the same album and redid it and just did it better and did it differently.
wait. Am I insane for thinking that, or Nick's insane?
Nick's insane.
Am
Because I think
going
they sound
insane?
so distinct. You know, let's not even talk
The
about
Let
it.
us
formula
do the
is the
final
same.
song. We're almost
All right,
there.
final
Kicked
song.
in the teeth.
Kicked in the teeth. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What
Tina,
I don't
you got?
need is this song. What I don't need is a wounded Bon Scott, probably high on the most cocaine he had ever seen. 30 seconds ago, because he doesn't see it anymore. Doing this one. This song delivers on no levels. Probably should be stricken from the memory, and we need enough cocaine so we can all forget this song. Keefy.
Ouch. I think the cocaine would make you remember it. I think
Okay,
this
we
is
need something that'll. Okay, we need the Heron then.
I
Go
like that. I like that you said this doesn't work on any level, which is like maybe your worst disrespect ever of a song. I think this is actually a solid song and a good closer. Side 2's not so strong. Gone Shooting's like a 9. Everything else on here is a 7, except for Sin City or a 6. Jesus. But yeah, I like Kicked in the Teeth, unfortunately for you. But go ahead, Don.
I love the song. I think it's it's a strong enough closer to make you kind of forget the previous song or so that isn't so great. But I also liked this song much better when it was called Let There Be Rock.
There you go.
But if it had to close out, it was a strong closer. So, all right. So I guess what does overall wrap up of the album, like in a nutshell?
Do we want to talk
want-
about the set
what-
list?
Oh, we can do the set list. I was going to say that
I'll
they
get the set list.
remixed really quick. They remixed this record. So this record was released all over the world. And then when they re-released it later in America, that became the version that the band agreed was the permanent version of the record. So when you hear it on Spotify, when it's uploaded to YouTube, when you buy a remaster today, it is the American mix of the album that came after 78.
Yes, which is actually definitely better sounding. I think it was. But so real quick, just some tour details on the tour was that they did 3 different legs on this tour. They were headlining all over the UK for this one from April to June. They did 30 shows across England, Scotland, and they recorded If You Want Blood, You've Got It at Glasgow Apollo. Of course, it wasn't a complete show, but it was taken from those shows. And then their North American tour, it was the longest leg of a tour they'd done yet in the States, period. They did 64 dates, and plus they did Day on the Green, which is the performance that actually set AC/DC up for stardom in the US because that show is legendary. I don't know if you guys I've heard bootlegs of it,
Yeah,
and
wildly
they are
bootlegged.
just fire. I mean, absolute fire. And it's like, but anyway, they also toured they did some shows with Alice Cooper. They did some shows with Foreigner. And they also toured with a band whose lead singer was their biggest champion, and that was Aerosmith. So they did those shows. And then they went back for a short leg back through Germany and Switzerland, then went to the UK again and wrapped up 5 nights. They supported AC/DC, Blue Oyster Cult, Foreigner, Journey, Van Halen, 10 Years After, Mahogany Rush, and John Cougar.
Mahogany Rush. There's somebody we don't ever talk about.
And Frank Marino. I know that might be an interesting album to listen to. So the set list.
So on this tour in the United States, they're opening.
So they
can only find like 9-song set lists.
Exactly. Yeah, they were all opening shows. Okay. They would not headline a show until the next tour cycle for the next album. The set list from the Hanley, England at Victoria Hall show from 78.
I'm looking at the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I have been to the venue to see a hockey game.
So I'm looking at the headline set list because I was just curious to see what it was. And we had Riff Raff was the opening track. They opened with that one for a while. Problem Child, Hell Ain't a Bad Place to Be, Rock and Roll Damnation, Bad Boy Boogie, Dog Eat Dog, Down Payment Blues. And then we get the fucking 5-banger here. We got the Jack, High Voltage, Whole Lot of Rosie, Let There Be Rock, close out encore with the Rocker. That is like a fucking marathon right there, you know? I think that would have been a fucking awesome tour to see. At this point, they had enough albums that they could actually pull some of the better songs off of those albums.
Yeah, well, this is their 4th record, so technically 5th.
Yeah.
If you want to count the original High Voltage.
It's more like 7, I think.
Dirty Deeds is the hidden secret record, but it's more like 5.5.
Yeah.
4 3/4.
4 3/4.
This is the worst album so far of the 4,
yes,
in my personal opinion, or the 4 or the 5. Like this,
absolutely.
Let me clarify.
And that has 3 songs I really love.
I don't hate this record.
Did we hear those?
It's just not as good. It's just not as good, and the songs that are good were done better later or earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But so these banger songs, how did we hear them if we didn't own Powerage back then? Powerage.
I never heard of this record until this series. I never heard this record. I never heard it ever until this week.
Because I knew Rock and Roll Damnation.
That's why I say there's no canon on this album.
Yeah, I mean, I knew Rock and Roll Damnation. I knew Sin City. I knew a couple of, but I never owned Powerage though.
There's a canon on the next record. Hey.
No, there isn't.
No, sure. It's not the next record.
It's the next one.
That's like 3 records from now.
Whatever.
Keefy.
Anyway.
That wasn't funny.
No, it
Sorry.
wasn't funny.
Wah,
It was funny because of how wrong you were, poser.
Oh gosh. Oh,
Poser.
Yeah, you're just a sensitive little. You're a
he
little
went
bitch.
there too.
You're a little bitch. No one would
So
ever call me a poser who knows me.
Nobody would ever call me a poser that knows me.
I did. Yeah, you know how much I love that.
I'm
All
sorry. I
right,
realized
Victor
about it.
Borga,
I
take
did.
us home, jabroni.
Yes, please do.
What the hell's Victor Borga?
Never mind. Next. Finish. Take us home. Nick.
Oh, Lordy. Keefy, Don, it's been enjoyable. It's always fun. It's always interesting. Glad everybody could be here to listen to this. As always, has been the Glacially Musical Podcast. It doesn't play in Peoria.